Hi everyone, this is a video of me sharing with you all of my digital art pieces of one of my proudest cartoons, Pirate Cats. In this slideshow video, I will show you all of my Pirate Cats digital paintings, and I will talk about the art pieces as well as talk about the cartoon itself. Now, I will mention that I am using Wondershare Filmora9 to make this slideshow, and there's a watermark on it, so you may not see as much of the images as I would love you to, but other than that, I hope it's not in the way too much and you can still take in as much as you can and enjoy this artwork slideshow. So with that said, let us set sail on this slideshow presentation of Pirate Cats. Yarg! Let's sail away! So, what inspired me to create this cartoon? I like this one cartoon I saw as a young kid. It was a show called The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. It aired on Cartoon Network. This isn't exactly what made me think of Pirate Cats. However, when I watched it again at 18, that made me excited and motivated me and my Pirate Cats more. But no. How Pirate Cats came to be was... I don't remember why or how I thought of drawing a cat in pirate clothing, or how it all went down, but I'm guessing the cartoon Flapjack may have something to do with it. And if not then I don't know. But I'm guessing that's what it was. But anyhow, I was using the Paint program on my computer. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. That little program Paint, Microsoft Paint. That's how I made this drawing, the program Paint. And again, I don't remember what it was, but this character, I fell in love with. I don't know if it was the face of the cat, the expression, or the fact that it looked good, or the fact that it's a pirate, or like I said, the Flapjack cartoon. But next thing you know, I want to name this cat. If I could name it. I couldn't think of a name, so I stopped Aaliyah and asked her what I should name this pirate cat. I wanted her to have a good name. Jasper? Jasper? Aaliyah suggested. Jasper. Jasper. I loved it. So Jasper it was. And then I went and tested some colors. I wanted to try out different colors of the cat and clothing. I ended up being happy with the first results. Then after that, I went and tried to draw more pirate cats. Cat pirates. I tested colors on the next characters and gave them pirate clothing as well. I made this character next. I couldn't really think of a better name than Edith, and that's what her name is, Edith. It fits her too. Fits her perfectly. Then I made this cat. I unfortunately did not name this cat pirate captain, and I cannot think of a great name at the moment. And I'm also trying to add in more details, more background, more story, more characters, and more traits to these characters I have now. I might have Jasper figured out, but even she could use some more work on her character traits, which I'm trying to do. I've been looking up pirates and pirate facts and watching some YouTube videos on types of pirates and watching a little Pirates of the Caribbean and looking at Jack Sparrow to get more insight and understanding and understand pirates more and get inspiration and better come up with a story and fill in the gaps for my pirate cats. And I'm trying to be as unique as I can. And yeah, these are here I first made in the Paint program. And then a few years later, I have my iPad. And now my artwork is getting better and better, I think. And now I have more artwork to share with you. I now use these program Paint images as references and color palettes for my current art pieces. If I remember correctly, it was around 2016, 2017 when I made these first Pirate Cats pictures. And I know that pirates and cats together isn't exactly new, and you can see pirate cats anywhere, but these characters here are mine. The story I'm trying to add behind it is mine. I created the character Jasper, I created the character Edith, and so on. I've also designed their pirate ship, even using size comparison. You can see I've shrink down one of the cats to compare sizes. And I also tried to design a flag for our main pirate cat crew. Cat scratch marks with a cat paw print over it. Again, here, testing colors, seeing what the best results are. Anyway, these were the earlier drawings of pirate cats, and now it's time for the good stuff. I will now show you some later pirate cats art I did using my iPad. And like I said, I may have a lot missing and still have a lot to work on when it comes to pirate cats. But I will try to use my artwork to explain the cartoon series as best I can. But now, let's get into the much more awesome artwork. So here I will show you the pirate cat art pieces I created on my Apple iPad using Autodesk Sketchbook. And as I said before, I feel like my work has been improving using this art program. And with that, pirate cats has gone a long way since Microsoft Paint. So after a short while of having my iPad, which I got for Christmas from my parents by the way, and after using Autodesk Sketchbook and getting the feel of it, I began to watch tutorials on YouTube. I went and learned how to use layering, using certain tools, and learned about blending modes. I'm still learning some things, but I've been getting the hang of it. But after learning some of the ropes, more ideas came to my head and my pirate cats came to mind. And after learning how to use blending modes and tools, an image came to mind and I ended up creating this. This was the first time I used Autodesk Sketchbook to make a pirate cats painting. I don't really have a good name for this one. The picture pretty much explains itself. Jasper finds a golden treasure and she's looking into a treasure chest. Or for all we know, this could just be a dream she's having, a dream come true, or just daydreaming. Either way, Jasper just really loves shiny valuables and treasure, and she really hopes and dreams to find this buried treasure. The reason why I made this was because, like I told you, I was learning to use blending modes and particular brushes and tools, and I just wanted to use that effect to make something shine and glow. And here you go. This just happened to come to mind, and this was the result. The three things I like about this is how, to me, this was a pretty good first attempt. And I just love Jasper's expression looking into the treasure chest at whatever beautiful shiny treasure she's seeing. And I also love the glowing gold effect and how the light just reflects off the cat's face. And if I wanted to add a fourth thing I like about this piece is that not knowing what's inside the treasure chest is the best part. What beautiful thing or valuable could she be looking at in awe? What's the treasure? What I think I could have done better is maybe not have so much shine or light around the ears, and I feel like I could have done the background better, make everything more lively. However, I guess I just wanted to emphasize the darkness and glowing of the treasure chest, as though Jasper just found it in a dark place like a cave or cavern, or maybe like in a deep dark jungle, I don't know. What I learned from doing this piece, again, the blending modes and the flow brush tool, which is what I use to make the light reflecting and beaming out of the treasure box. And I think the hardest part was the treasure chest and knowing that the treasure chest doesn't have any texture. But other than that, I was happy with this one. And again, my favorite part is Jasper's awe expression. I don't know if I'll show you all these right in order or not. Like, what came next and what came next after that and so on. But I'll try, just bear with me. I wanted to do another Pirate Cats piece using Autodesk, so next I decided to try and recreate this one Pirate Cats piece I first made in Microsoft Paint. Two pirate sisters laughing and having a drink. Looking at this, it feels cringy and just so uncomfortable. At least it makes me uncomfortable and cringe. It just doesn't look right, but luckily that changes once I recreated this on Autodesk, and this was the result. Yep, this looks a whole lot better. I'm glad with how it turned out. If I'm correct, I think this was my second time I used Autodesk to make pirate cats. Here you can see Jasper and her sister Edith I don't know exactly where they are, but they're having a good time together, laughing and drinking rum. Jasper just told a funny joke or just said something hilarious and is raising her mug like, "Ew, ew," I don't know. And Edith is just laughing her tail off like, ah, spit flies as she laughs hysterically. And you can see I added some pirate cats in the background. Maybe I can use those for later characters. The reason for this one is I wanted to recreate the previous version, the Microsoft version, and make the image more better. And the reason why I made that is because I just wanted to draw Jasper and Edith, two pirate sister cats having a good time. The three things I like about this artwork is the lighting and the blending. Might I mention that this was also my first attempt at making the design and texture of wood. You can see it on the table in the painting. I also love the facial expressions, especially Edith's. For me, it's a lot about the facial expressions. I gotta love the facial expressions. And I am also proud of how I made more pirate cats, and I feel like I can use that later on. What I think I could have done better here is the background. I should have put more life and theme into the background and improved the perspective a little bit more. But I did learn how to make further away background characters without using too much detail while making them look detailed. I don't know if I'm explaining that very clearly, but I'm talking about the background characters that are really far away in perspective in the painting. The hardest part about this process was the background. Next piece was this one, I think, unless this one came before the one I just showed you. Here you have Jasper running on a beach, away from the pirate ship, with a hurt paw. Why does she have a hurt paw and why is she running? I don't know. I didn't mean to give Jasper a limping paw. Originally, it was just supposed to be her running normally, but I showed this to some people at church, and this young girl who goes there saw this and told me that it looks like she's limping. I guess I made her paw a bit too limp. Oh well, who knows, she could have hurt her paw by spraying it on the large rocks leaving her ship, or she could have gotten into a fight. But I'm going with my first guess, and she could be running for any reason. Whatever the reason, it's her destiny. It's her adventure. The things I like about this one is the colors and the sky. I love how I at least tried my first try at making a pirate cat ship on Autodesk. And I love how I made Jasper. I just wish I didn't give her a hurt paw. But I can work with it. And I also like the water splashing up against the rocks near the ship in the background. What I feel like I could have done better is the perspective with Jasper and the beach and the distance of the shore. And I could use some improvement on the water in the ocean, but this was a good one. And the hardest part of the piece was the ship. And I think that's going to be the hardest part in future artworks of pirate cats. The ship. Just so much details to add. And a lot of like effects and tools to use, I think. Alright, then later I made this next one. Here in this painting, Jasper was swallowed by a sea monster of some sort. Jasper is just clinging to the wooden log for dear life as she, along with the water, rushes to the belly of the sea beast. I wanted to do a piece with more water, and when I made this, I recently learned how to use certain tools in Autodesk to make water, glowing water to be exact, and I wanted to give Jasper a different expression. Why, with her usually being so witty and determined, now here is just scared as she gets eaten alive. And if not scared of the situation, which I doubt she is, she's just scared in that very moment because she's being swallowed by a monster. Ah! Jasper's usually brave and outsmarting. The things I like about this, of course, the expression on Jasper. I'm happy with how the water turned out, and I like the lighting and blending. What I could have done differently is the wooden log, making the texture look more realistic and presentable, and I wish that I would have added ripples of light reflecting on the walls and ceiling of the monster's throat and or stomach. What I learned from doing this piece are the tools to make the texture and lighting of water. Now here's an Edith sketch I've done. As you can see here, Edith is seeing a mouse. and you're probably guessing what's about to go down. We all know pretty much it's a cat. Fun fact, Edith has never caught a mouse before, till now. This is probably her first catch we're witnessing. And I did think of something for a funny scene in an episode from doing this. Yeah, I made this when I mostly just had Jasper artwork and not enough Edith, and I wanted to make an Edith art piece for once. And so here it was. Even though it's not colored in, I still like the results. I love the shading, and I like how I made Edith in this drawing. The mouse doesn't look so bad neither. Not much I would change since it is only a small fun sketch, except for maybe the background, and maybe someday if I ever feel like it, I'll remake it and add color and background to this picture. Then later after that came this piece. In this one, Jasper and Edith are having a feud. What are they feuding about? Maybe it could be a sister's betrayal. Or they could be feuding because of secrets of treasures, or maybe it has something to do with their dad, I don't know. Or maybe they're just having one of those sisters just not getting along fights. Either way, they're not getting along in this episode. Other than adding something more to the background, there's really not much I would change about this piece. I love their expressions, I love their body language, and I like the redness in the sky. Just some intenseness between them right now. Next came this piece. Adventure awaits me, is what Jasper is thinking in his art piece. This here is a painting of Jasper embracing and feeling up for some adventure and mischief. I love the lighting and shading in this. I love those cat's glowing eyes. I wish I could have done better with the background. Maybe make like some wooden walls, like she's like beneath the deck or something. I don't know. Then here's this. This was the outline. Then this. Before coloring it in, I just did different color shades. Then finally this. Just Jasper being a thief, stealing and running with a bag of gold coins. She's a pirate. What else do you expect? Pirates do that. They take coins. Soon after that came this one. I have two other versions of this piece, but this is the best version. Here, Jasper is asleep. She's in a deep, deep, lucid sleep. You might say she's lucid dreaming. It has a sort of outer spacey feel to it. Sparkly stardust water, like water that's just basically made from stardust and sparkliness. What's the reason behind this one? What does it mean? Don't ask me. Originally, I was supposed to have her sleeping in her hammock bed in her and Edith's room on the ship, but I ended up making a sort of lucid, spacey, dreamy background in Jasper in just a very deep, lucid sleep. What I do like about this piece is the spaciness and the dreaminess of it all, and how it just makes you think, sleep, dream sort of thing. I like how I made Jasper in a sleeping position. I just wish I could have made her sleeping and dreaming in her hammock bed. And I think that was the hard part, making the perspective of a hammock bed. Then I made another Edith piece. Like I said, I wanted to give Edith a little more attention and make more Edith artwork. What inspired me to do this one is an image I found on Pinterest. And I sort of recreated the image and just added Edith. Edith is just happily exploring an island, being a bit girly, somewhat flirtatious and winking. I love everything about this Pirate Cats painting. The only things I would have done differently are the hat and the motion of the distant ocean. But I love the shading, the cool colors, and I really am proud of the clouds. What I learned making this art piece is how to make clouds. I'll mention that I watched a YouTube tutorial on how to make clouds in Autodesk, and I also learned how to make palm trees. Like, I learned some of the tools to make, the palm trees and what would be more helpful and useful. Then soon after that one, I made this one. Ah! Jasper attack! Me yarg! Just an epic picture of Jasper. And then I had fun and made this. Jasper and Edith as big cats. What inspired me to do this one was the Lion King movie. I was excited to learn that the live-action Lion King movie was coming out. My mom and I were both excited. I was getting into the Lion King and was watching a lot of Lion King videos, and the original Lion King movie and the animation in the Disney movie made me want to draw cats and big cats more. Fun fact, Jasper and Edith are Bengal cats, or some sort of African wild-looking domestic cat, but I'm thinking more Bengal. That's one of the things I like about Jasper and Edith's design, is that they look like small African wildcats, like small leopards or cheetahs mixed with a striped wildcat like a tiger. But then I thought, what if there was an episode of Pirate Cats where Jasper and Edith are just out exploring a jungle on an island, embracing their inner wildcats, as they jump around, play, and get into cat pirate nightlife mischief, just being and feeling wild. On the outside, they're just cats, but inside they feel like hyper and wild predators. This was just a drawing of what they would probably look like if they were big cats. What I wish I could have done better are the blendings in the fur and the strong boldness in the colors. I may go back to this one day, but no right away promises. And I feel like, of course, the background could have been better. Like, I could have made a great jungle for them to run through. Then soon, this piece came to be. Another Edith painting. When I made this painting, I had watched a speed painting on YouTube, and it was a pirate speed painting, and it had a lot of background in the painting. Like, the background looked awesome, and I was trying to use similar brushes and tools to make the background, except, you know, I was being unique about it. And I was trying to use the same techniques the artist used in the speed painting, like with the tools and such. And what I like about this digital piece is, you guessed it, the background. I finally added more to the background for once, and this was the first step of improvement. I really like the boat in the background. I like the sky, the tree, the rocks, the water. Well, the ocean could probably use a little more work. That's something I gotta improve on. I also like how I made Edith's hat. It's placed perfectly. And of course, the character Edith. I did learn how to use certain tools making this art piece and watching that speed painting tutorial. The only things I would have changed in this ocean, and perhaps the vines in the tree. But I finally like how this one, I really like how this one turned out. I did do a speed painting on it. I'll share it with you some other time. I think it's like 24, 25 minutes long. So in real life, this took me a long time. Usually it takes me about 3 to 4 hours to complete an art piece, depending on how much detail I add. Then soon after that, I gave birth to this. Kawaii, or Chibi Jasper. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce those words correctly, but basically this is like a sort of cute Japanese animated version of Jasper. My reason behind this artwork was me trying to be more diverse and try to make pirate cats in a different style than what I'm used to. I learned about being a diverse artist from watching a speed tutorial by an Invader Zim animation artist. Invader Zim, it's a cartoon, by the way, by Nickelodeon. It doesn't play anymore, but I wish it did. And he talked about trying different styles and practice being a more diverse artist. And his words and explanation stuck with me and inspired me to do a different art style than what I usually use and I am used to. And I do find it somewhat helpful. The only thing I would have probably done better is the treasure chest. Then after that came this. This is just a recreation of my very first Jasper picture. I just added shading, highlights, colorful background. I do like the blurriness in the background. Then soon later after that one, I made this. A lot to say about this piece here. This is just a scene from an episode I'm trying to develop and put into story. What's going on here? What happened is that Jasper, Edith, and the other pirate cats and their large crew came to this island, and Jasper and Edith go explore it, not knowing there are enemy sailors on this island as well, and some natives that live on the island that don't take kindly to visitors. And soon, Jasper and Edith get lost. And after a quick sword fight with these enemies, they get separated and more lost. Jasper and Edith try to find each other before they try to find their way back to the ship. Jasper was trying to find Edith and outsmart enemies and fighting when necessary along the way. Meanwhile, Edith is trying to find Jasper and had lost her hat during a fight and escape from the clutches of the enemy sailors, and also trying to avoid the unfriendly island natives. So when Jasper went around and found Edith's hat just laying there, maybe near some cat skeletons, she thought the worst had happened to her. So here we see her grieving over the supposedly goner Edith, and in the background we also see Edith turning a corner to find her hat and Jasper. Jasper just doesn't know she's behind her the whole time she's in grief. There's a lot I really love about this art piece. I really like how I made the characters, the expressions, and how I finally began to add dialogue to the painting. But I am mostly proud of the background. The background here is phenomenal. To me it is. And I like how I made the letters shine and glow. This was a very good one. The only thing I wish I could have done better are the jewelry and earring size on Edith in the background. And Edith may look a little too kittenish here, but I feel like this art piece was spot on. I give myself a pat on the back for this one. Then next came this. Here, Jasper is just looking intimidating. I really don't remember much reason to this piece, but the three likes I would name here: the shadowing, the sky and colors in the background, and the earring is also looking excellent. The earring on her ear. And I love Jasper's determined, intimidating face, just impending pirate chaos. What I wish I could have done is add something more to the background, like a beach or water splashing up against rocks or something, because my dad made a good point when he pointed out that it just looks like Jasper is standing on water, which shouldn't be happening. That's the only thing I would change. Then came this artwork. Just Jasper, a pirate cat. I know this one might look a little more realistic. Let me explain here. I'm thinking that sometime I want to do a real-life portrait of Jasper, just make like Jasper and maybe some other characters in real life, but I want to do the usual first. I really wish I could have added in the pirate cat flag blending with the background. I plan on doing that later. Then after came this one. I tiled this piece like father, like daughter. Another pirate cat character. I already told you guys, unfortunately I didn't give him a name yet. All you need to know is that he's Jasper and Edith's dad, and he's also the captain of their ship. The reason for the title is that Jasper, to her dismay, is a lot like her father. You know, he sees a lot of his younger self in her, and other people see it too. And it's possibly why he and Jasper are always arguing, clashing heads. But Jasper, what are you saying? I'm nothing like me, old man. Next thing you know, we all find out she and her father share the same laugh. I don't know if I did a very good cat pirate laugh. And this does play part in an episode where we meet the captain's old nemesis, who hates the captain so much he'll kill off any offspring of his. I'll explain more later when the time comes up. What I like about this is how I finally use Autodesk to make the dad captain, and I love the warm colors and lighting along with the proper shading. Perhaps the only thing I would change is maybe Jasper's face. I may have made her eyes a little too big here. But other than that, I really like it. I love the shading, the colors, the warmness in the colors. And I'm really proud of how I made the captain. Like, he looks great. Like, a bit better than my very first one in the Microsoft version. I really love it either way. Then next, here came this artwork. Into the storm they go. Here, Jasper and Edith are sailing through a sea storm. This was also my first try at making lightning in the Autodesk, which I also got from a speed painting tutorial. What I like about this is the lightning. I love the stormy cloud and stormy weather, and I like the highlights from the lightning and the background reflecting off the cats. A few things that I would change and wish I would have done better is the size of the lightning. Like, I wish I could have made it a little bit thinner and a bit more further away. And I would have probably would have added more detail to the boat and the wheel. I have a couple more pirate cat pieces I would be thrilled to share with you. But because I also have the speed paintings with them, I would rather share them with you later when I try to do speed painting tutorials. I can't wait to put it all together and share it with you. Hopefully I do, but until then, for now, I hope you've enjoyed this artwork slideshow of pirate cats artwork I've done this past year. Wow, a whole year's gone by and I've done a lot of pirate cat artwork, and I'm proud of it. I love it. I hope you guys like my pirate cats. I really can't wait to see what I can create next. I'm really proud of my pirate cats and how far it's gotten. And I would love to make this one of my TV cartoons someday. And also, fun fact, the other night I was out shopping when I was passing this book and magazine shelf, and literally right next to each other there was a fact book about pirates, and right next to that a fact book about cats. Pirates and cats. It may just be a coincidence to some of you, but if that isn't a sign that screams, keep drawing pirate cats, then I don't know what does. If you have anything to say about any of these digital paintings, or if you have any questions, please leave it down in the comments. I would really love some feedback, and I hope I've entertained you and you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you later. Pirate cats! Yarg!